Hey guys, so for a while I've been saying I'm going to compare the MX keys with the Keychron K4, and from my last video, as you know, I finally got the MX keys and I've been using it and I really liked it. So today I'm going to finally compare these two babies, which I like both of them a lot. I like both these keyboards a lot, and which one comes on top is what this video is going to decide. And I'm going to keep one and get rid of the other. So let's go compare these two keyboards. Before we move on, I should clarify the specs that I have, the configuration. My Keychron K4 version 2 is with white light, not RGB. They're hot swappable switches, and I got the Cherry MX Red switches, I believe. And also, this is the 96% layout, which is the K4 basically. My MX keys is the MX keys from Mac version, and I have a US international layout on it. So that's something that you should know. Okay, first let's talk about price. So the Keychron K4 version 2, the one I got, cost $89, and I got it for $85 through my friend who actually got it for me. So this was $85, and this thing costs $119, although I got it on a box damage deal from somebody, so it cost me only $75, which is a steal to be honest. But you have to look at the regular prices, so it's $89 versus $120. So definitely value-wise, price-wise, I think the Keychron does come on top when we talk about just price, although you can get deals for both. Okay, so as for the look and feel, now let's be honest, it's kind of subjective when you talk about the look and feel, not the usability. This one's really pretty, no doubt. I love the shape, and so is this one. I said this is gorgeous, I love it as well. So this is a crunched in layout, a 96% one. It's very sturdy. They both are very sturdy. They're both plastic, but feel solid. They both are almost the same weight, but this is slightly lighter. I think this is 860 grams, it's like 760 grams. So it's just a little bit lighter, but they both feel great, look great. It's subjective. I'm not gonna give this the win or that. For this, I'm gonna call it a draw. Now let's talk about the keys, and this is where we can actually compare it well, because there is quite a bit of comparison here. These are of course mechanical keys. They sound amazing. They have much deeper travel, which kind of feels better as well, but that does make it much thicker as well. This is a smaller keyboard. This is a bigger one. I should have said that in the look and feel, but maybe I did, I just don't remember. But anyways, the keys are slightly smaller on this because it's a 96% one, the smaller keyboard, and the keys are the traditional large size in this one, which I kind of prefer to be honest. And plus they have this little indent in each of the keys, which kind of feels nice. So a lot of people love mechanical keys. They sound good as compared to these, which doesn't sound so much, although I like the sound of this too. But yeah, these are much more clickety, clickier, and they feel good. No doubt I like typing on this as well. And normally you would think that the Keychron would win, but honestly, this is about what I think. And as for the feel, I do love the mechanical keys on the Keychron. There's no doubt about it. But I also really love the feel on my MX keys. And I don't care so much about it not being mechanical. Mechanical only gives you better sound and maybe better travel. But overall, this gives you, for a membrane keyboard, it gives you a great feel. And for me, I actually love it because, number one, I love the keys layout. That actually gives this 1 point over this. This has such a crunched one. You have to memorize where the buttons are. This you already know because you've been using this all your life. So, but the feel is awesome. Logitech did a great job with these tactile chiclet membrane keys. I love the indents, as I said. They feel good when you type it. The sound for me is good. I know they don't compare to the click of that, but the travel is really nice. It's better than the Apple Magic Keyboard, by the way, the travel on this. And I'm gonna be really honest, I thought I would give this the win in the feel of the keys, but I'm gonna give this the win. However, I'm not gonna say this is better for everybody, of course, because if you like mechanical, if you game and stuff, this is a better key feel to it. Plus this has RGB if you want it. I got the white light one, but you can get RGB backlight, so that makes a difference. This also has some light patterns in it, which this doesn't. So that's also part of the features. I will mention that ahead. But the keys wise, I'm gonna give the MX keys a win. Some people might prefer the Keychron, no doubt. I won't be surprised. You might be surprised that I gave this the win, because I know I'm surprised as well. But now that I use this, I honestly prefer using the MX keys, and I have to be honest in this review, even if it doesn't make sense. Guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, think about hitting a like and subscribing. Now on to a really important part, the features. Okay, so they both have really interesting features. Now the Keychron, as you know, has Bluetooth. It has a Bluetooth 5.1, I believe. It's a newer Bluetooth than this, although this doesn't have any connectivity issues. So it does have a newer Bluetooth. This also has backlight, as I mentioned, but this also has an RGB option, which this doesn't. And this has more light patterns in it, which gives us an edge over that. Also, this thing has an iOS and an Android button dedicated if you want to switch, and also PC and Mac, of course. And it also has a Bluetooth and a wired button. Now, this works if you connected it with a wire or cable, and this doesn't. This has to be connected with a Bluetooth or a USB dongle, and you can just use the USB-C port as a charging port. So that's one thing as well. Also, as for the features, this has the easy switch function as well with these first 3 keys, 1, 2, and 3, but you have to press FN and press them. This baby has the dedicated 3 keys and you don't have to press the FN, it just goes directly to that. Also, this has a dedicated calculator button and a screenshot button, which is awesome. I really like that feature as well. A really good feature of the MX keys, which this kind of has its own version of, which I don't like as much, is that this has a proximity sensor. So when you put your fingers close to it, the light turns on, and when you're not using it, after a few seconds, it turns off itself, conserves battery. It doesn't go into sleep mode. This goes into sleep mode. After a few minutes, when you don't use it, it just turns off. And then when you start typing, suddenly you realize nothing's happening. And you have to wait around 3 to 5 seconds, and then it turns on to conserve battery. So that's one thing that annoys me about this, and this is better, and this works really well with that. So that's a really good feature. Also, they both have the Mac keys, as you know, but I prefer the layout of this better because it's just more traditional. I'm used to the other keys, and it has more keys than this. And also a big point is that these keys are much smaller because they're 96% the keyboard, so they made the size of each key smaller, and I don't like that. These are the normal size with the indents, so they just fit my fingers better. If you have bigger fingers, it'll be even more important for you to go for this, which is again a win for this. Another thing, this comes with some software, so you can connect this to Logitech Option, and you can actually assign some of the buttons to the way you want. You can customize it, which you can't do in the Keychron, which is a big deal. Also, this is compatible with Logitech Flow, so you can kind of copy paste stuff from different devices which aren't even like in the same platform, like it can be a Mac and a PC. And if you're on the same network, you can do that with your mouse, an MX Master Mouse, and this keyboard. So that's a big deal as well. So honestly, for features, this does have a lot of good features with one really annoying one. But I'm going to give the features to the MX keys as well because I think the features suit me better. As for the battery, they both have very similar batteries. Now this has a 10-day battery with backlight on and a 5-month with it off. This, they say it in hours that this has a 68-hour battery with backlight on and about 240 hours with it off. But honestly, it's pretty much the same. This also gives me like around 2 weeks. This will give me 2 weeks or more. They both can give more on light usage. And over months, yeah, it's not a problem with. I don't use it with backlight off, so I can't tell if it actually lasted 5 months with that. I use a backlight on all the time. So the battery, it's a draw. They're both good. They're not too long. They're not too short either. So in conclusion, if it isn't obvious by now, I am leaning towards the MX keys for Mac more than leaning towards it. I love this. I like it better. I'm going to use this as my regular daily driver. And this one is a really good keyboard. It's better for people who want a game For people who want a mechanical keyboard, there's no competition. This wins over this. If you want a Mac keyboard that's wireless with backlight and you want mechanical switches, this baby with its Keychron switches and its clicky sound and feel, this wins. But for me, this doesn't win because I don't care about that so much. I care more about the features that this provides, the look of this, the layout of this, the keys. I actually prefer these keys, I'm sorry. I do like mechanical keys. I'm not like a non-mechanical switch guy, but I prefer these keys for my daily use. And just the travel and stuff is perfect for me. I like all the functions this has. I love the proximity sensor that it has. It doesn't turn off, go into sleep mode, which this does. It always annoyed me. I like the size of this as well. Although people say, hey, this is smaller, this is a better size. On my tabletop, this makes more sense on my desk space. But for me, I have plenty of space anyways, and I prefer this. So it's a win for the MX keys, according to me, Zoonster. I know a lot of people won't agree, but I had to be honest with you. In my point of view, for Macs, this is the best keyboard you can buy. And maybe the second option would be a Keychron. I just don't, the 96% layout, which is just congested, which makes the keys smaller, which makes it difficult to find the keys that you need, is a bit of a problem for me. Also, the fact that this goes to sleep so often is a bit of a problem for me. It overshadows the features or the good benefits that this has. So, that was my video for today. I hope it was useful. That's the only reason I make these videos. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit a like and thumbs up. Just hit a like, it's the same thing. Also subscribe if you want to. Write a comment. I would love to hear what you think about this. And until our next video, take care. Bye.